Okay guys, this is Danny from Deep South Homestead. Once again, back in the Back to Eden garden. Look at this. It's horrendous. I have nothing for this. I'm gonna be honest with you. It means absolutely nothing to me. And for the fact of me to get down here and have to pull all this junk by hand, no, that ain't happening. So that's what that piece of equipment sitting down there at the other end. It's called a tractor. We're fixing to use that to clean this junk off the ground. And Back to Eden is gone for us forever. We were going to actually set explosives through here and actually blow this thing up, but we got Sunshine asleep in the house and we didn't want to wake her up early in the morning. So we decided we'd just take the tractor. We're going to come in here. All this bark junk that's on the ground. This was a perfectly insect-free, nematode-free, resistant garden for many, probably 10 years or probably more than that. I think I've been probably 15 years I've gardened here. Since we put the wood chips, all we've had, nematodes, any kind of insect you can imagine. We get ready to plant. All that's happening here is every time we put little plants in the ground, the insects just eat them all off, and we have to come back in and replant and replant and replant. I'm tired of that. I'm going back to conventional gardening, the way my forefathers done it. I've done it here for years. I never had any problems. Not to say that I won't in the future, but we're going to go back to that because Back to Eden to me doesn't work here in the Deep South where I'm at. It might work where you're at. Maybe your soil type is different than my soil type. Maybe you like putting up with the bugs. I don't know. We don't. We like to grow a bug-free garden, which is what we've had here for years. The bark, the mulch, all that stuff has brought it back. I'm not interested in tilling it in because I got all these chamber bitters in here, mimosa weed, whatever you want to call it, wherever you're from. We're just going to take the bucket. We're going to see how it works. We're just going to come through here and just scrape all this junk off the ground, pile it up at the end down there, and push it off in a hollow down there. And the basil, we've harvested so much off of the basil till we don't really need it anymore. We've given so much to Amanda from Freedom Acres. She's dehydrating it. The Lori family's wanting it to dehydrate. We've got so much already of ourselves, we don't need it anymore. So we're going to share it with other people who love basil. And that'll be the first thing we do is go through here. We're going to pull that up and get it out of the way. And not only that, we're going to spin around. And behind us here, we have a raised bed we showed y'all in our last garden video. This one right here, that the termites has literally eaten up the boards because it's raised like 8 inches up out of the ground. It never does anything because it dries out. So we're going to get Wanda and Amanda over here. They're going to be taking all the multiplying onions up, the volcanic garlic up, and all that kind of stuff, getting it out of this bed. I'm taking all this junk out of here, and I'm going to make this one nice garden once again. So let's do this. Guys, even the basil, the roots on it, have all been eaten up by the root nematodes here. You got this big giant gall here in the middle, and all the little, see there's no roots left on. They've eaten the ends off of all of them. And what it's done is it's created all these new hair roots right here, trying to survive growing new roots because the nematodes have literally ruined them. The one Amanda pulled up here, they've eat all the roots off of it. Look at the roots here. If I break them, they're dead. They're completely dead. They're no good.
Wow, it's crazy.
Yeah, so that's why we got to get rid of this junk out of our garden. All right, guys, we've got the Back to Eden garden cleaned out. We've got it extended on up beyond where the raised bed was at. We took that out. Didn't see any need for it, wasn't working. So what we've done is we've hooked the disc up. We've got the blades turned straight across. We're not actually going to be digging deep. Got a lot of rain coming this week, and what we want to do is just kind of get this pulverized a little bit so that the moisture can go down in the ground. It took us about 20 minutes to completely clean this thing up using a tractor. All the way back to where I'm standing here, where it would have taken hours, literally hours, to have hand weeded that. That's the beauty of equipment. Equipment makes gardening so much easier. We're probably going to come back in here. We're probably going to bed some rows up. We're going to probably put down the drip irrigation with ground cover over it and just go back to the traditional type gardening we used to do when we raised it for sale. And because it's just so much easier on us. It's just very low maintenance that way. But this is our next phase in it. And then when we get through with this, we're going to be putting up an electric fence around all this so that we can kind of keep the animals out of it till we get it where we need it at. So here we go.